Nice little weekend, Sunday night meltdown, little Sunday night action. Always nice to wake up in the morning on a Monday and see a couple of stops hit, a little bit of blood. But remember, this gives us opportunities. These are the moments that we like to take when things are bearish, we're feeling a little bit depressed. These are normally great entries when we get to areas like this. So today, we're looking at ETH. I'm looking at BONK again. I know it's getting exhausting, but everyone's still talking about it. We're looking at Injective, Sol, Phantom, 𝗷𝗚𝗎, Render, RUNE, and I've got Simon in the back. He's doing Lux Algo stuff for us. MATIC, DYDX, I think he's got in front of him, and maybe a little something to talk about on CAS. So we got a lot to do here. Let me find my flame, and then we're gonna hit this BTC stuff hard, and see where we are after that. Where's my flame? I can't find my flame. Here's my flame. Okay, tell me if I need the flame, guys. I don't know. I think you like the flame. Some people like the flame. Let me know. Let me know if you need the flame in your life, or I can always just jump right into actually what I want to talk about. Okay, so look, this daily on the Banter bubbles looks pretty horrific. It looked even worse a couple of hours ago, but we've seen a lot of altcoins move into strong zones. And look at Injective, is still going. I'm talking about Injective today because maybe it's now getting a little bit toppy. We saw there was some news on Stacks, so Stacks was doing okay as well. But yeah, let's talk about this BTC thing. So last night, there's some news came out. FTX sold $240 million worth of crypto. They always time it like at the worst time, like while we're sleeping, Sunday night. Those in the States probably wrecked your Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon. You're probably awake to see some of that selling. So yeah, that's the story. Obviously, it put pressure on the market, and this is where we are. This is where I view things. My 2-hour BTC setup. And yeah, we've seen a nice little bounce here at this horizontal support. So this has been a region we've been watching for a while now, this 4,600 to 4,700. It's a nice little strong bounce there off support. We've seen the 4-hour stocks, 2-hour stocks, 1-hour stocks, they're all trying to push up a little bit higher, indicating that it was time for some kind of relief rally here, some kind of bounce. And here we are now, resistance for us. So this is what we need to look out for today for the bulls. 41,700. This is now a resistance area. This is a big level now as far as the day trading and these type of setups are concerned. We want to, as bulls, we want to push through this level, maybe a little rejection here, find support. 41,700, and then we want to start pushing on, and then things turn relatively bullish again, and these altcoins will start following. So the altcoins are starting to give us a picture now as to where we are, and we are looking at short-term bounces on these. And is there going to be follow through? Well, I think a lot of it now is going to depend on BTC trying to push through this 618 and horizontal region that I'm looking at here. Let's just take a look at bigger picture stuff again. Big guys, the guys that trade weekly, those type of things. You look at your portfolio once in a while. Nothing has really changed for you in 3 weeks. So here we are. We're sitting on this 786 support still that we broke. We're now holding it, and there might be some kind of bull flag here on the weekly building on BTC. So that could again open up this target for us at 48k. So that's the bull case, and the downside that everyone is talking about now looks to be around the 37,000 to 37,500 region. And you can see we've got the 50-day MA just pushing just above 38, but I like this horizontal here in this area. So this is a region I'm watching, 37 to 37,500. So no changes there. And dominance, as always, it's also been so boring watching paint dry here, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. And again, guys, just a reminder, the big move we want for the alts is only when we lose this weekly uptrend and we really start dipping. So a lot of excitement still to come to these altcoins. But right now, we take what the market's giving us right now, and they're giving us little bits at a time. Okay, the first token I wanted to talk about today was Ethereum, and Peter Brandt. He's quite a big chartist on Twitter. He loves patterns and all sorts of things. He's calling a $650 ETH here. His first target is 1,000. Okay, so that's like maximum bear vibes. So let's look at my ETH chart and let's try and understand what's going on. Because remember, if somebody's calling $1,000 ETH, they're not saying it's going there tomorrow. You know, in a move like that, there's a lot of up down all the way. So if he wants to be bearish, there are going to be times, perhaps weeks, where we get nice strong bounces on ETH. So it's not something to feel too bearish about or too depressed about. But right now, what I always suggest is let's just play level by level. Let's look at these areas. Let's look where we get our solid bounce areas, and it's a very simple play all the way down to his $1,000 target, for example. At any point in time, if we start breaking trends and things like that, we start turning super bullish again. So what I want to suggest here on Ethereum, horizontal right now, this 2130 for me on the 2-day, that's still a support marker that we need to take note of. It's a strong support for me. And those of you who are still interested in ETH, and I know it's not the flavor of the month at the moment, but don't forget, ETH will come back. ETH is not going to just disappear and not pump to 2.6, 3,000, 3.5, you know, in the next few months. It's not going away. So, you know, let's not lose sight of it. Just because people are pushing injective Solana, all these types of things, doesn't mean ETH has been sent to its grave, and it will have its time in the sun. So just be patient. What I'm looking at here, 22,130. Then I really like this 2060 level at the 382 horizontal and 50-day MA. So for me, that's a big area. That's a strong zone for ETH. So if we get down there, that looks like opportunity to me. And then our next area here, 1,860. That's my next opportunity level. So it mustn't be seen as a bearish area. It must be seen as an opportunity area where we're going to get a bounce. And if we get those entries, just one more time, if we get these entries on these solid guys, we know we get these strong bounces, and then we deal with things when we get to trend, and we can always turn mega bullish after that. So again, play it level by level. You're always going to get a mixed view on Twitter. Look, he is a strong chartist. I have seen some of his calls, and to be fair, some of his calls actually do come out. I think that 600 is a little bit much, and even 1,000 might be a bit much, but you never know. We go level by level. Okay, let's see who is in the chats here. Okay, Rect in Korea, nice to have you here as usual. Evelyn says smash the likes for the 𝗕𝗏𝗃. What's happening? Max says he can't keep calm, but he's definitely smashing. Okay, I'm running a poll here. The poll says, please fill this poll in for me. It says bottoms in, send it. Just kidding, we're looking for lower. Or fill those bags and let's go. Okay, I want to see the sentiment, because on Friday we had 75% bulls sitting in the chats here, and maybe that was a sign that we should have been a little bit more bearish. I just want to see what you guys are feeling today. So let me know. Just fill in that poll there that's in the chat. So far we've got 200 votes, so keep it coming. Alex got a 10% bounce off Render. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking you through some of these altcoins, and you're going to see why we might get a short-term bounce. So, okay, let's deal with BONK. For those of you that are sick of BONK, as long as BONK is pumping and there's interest in BONK, I think it's topical. We need to talk about it, and there is money to be made if you are a trader. So look at this. The price of these phones with the airdrop BONK are now pumping. People are selling it for 2K. I saw someone selling one here for $5,000 with these airdrop bonks on. So let's look at this and try and identify where can we get a possible scalp. So these are the levels that I gave you guys last week, and so far it's playing out. So they put the brakes on here on this downside of bonk here, 0.00191. So this is our first hot zone, and again, next hot zone for me for bonk, 0.00015. So for me, that is the most solid area. So if bonk does move from here, okay, not a bad level currently, the 1.9 level. If it does push from here, let's see what happens at this trend. We can always get super bullish. Once we break this trend and retest, we can always climb in hard. But until we hit this main zone, it's tentative longs on these solid horizontals. So tentative longs on this level, this 1.9 level, more aggressive longs for me at the 1.5 level. So if it does go down there, slightly more aggressive. If we do hit that, I'm going to be playing a little bit harder in this region. I am sitting in some bonk here that I've been building in this region currently. If we do get lower, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive at that 1.5 region. And then once we break that trend, we can really put our foot down. And remember, bonk is a big move, small position type play. You can go low leverage here, small position, big move. Once it takes off, this thing can cook for you, and you can start building a position. And I mean, upside for bonk, if we want to go back and test those all-time highs, is another 131%. So you don't need a massive size. You don't need to wreck yourself trying to get a position. You can build a small position there and get things going. Roy says, thanks for the DYDX trade. Guys, I hope some of you took profits. I clipped a little bit off that DYDX. DYDX finally blew up for me this weekend. I was so relieved after talking about DYDX for so long. Alex says, can we discuss the DYDX torture? No, it was a rough ride. And then this weekend it pumped about 10 or 15%, and now they've come back full round trip. So thanks very much to the DYDX guys for sending us back. Yeah, we're going to deal with it again. So Simon is here. He's Lux algoing the shit out of DYDX for us. So he's giving me a thumbs up in the back there. So let's see if we can have another look here. Yeah, no, Michelle says she did not take profit. Michelle, the bulk of my DYDX is still running, I must say. It's very depressing. But here we are again. And, we're not going to let it beat us. Remember, we dealt with Cass. Cass beat me twice or 3 times, and then I really dealt with Cass decisively, and we're going to do the same thing with DYDX, so don't worry about that. Okay, Injective. Let's talk Injective here. Injective addresses going parabolic. Munch says, I wonder what happens next. I think he's basically saying, look, blow off top. Maybe we are at the top here. But again, so much news still on Injective. It's all about Injective. Look at this Astroport is also pumping hard. So Injective, here we go again. Okay. Pushing all-time highs. This is Injective 1 hour, and maybe there's something here. Maybe there's a 1 hour push here for the bulls. Maybe something's going on here. Look what they've done. It's held relative to all the other tokens. It held really well after giving us a little 786 here. Trend retest 786 bounce. Okay, we've now broken through this horizontal 618, so 32.2 for me right now. A little bit risky, but right now this 32.2 for me is support for Injective if you want to watch that area. And I do have another level here under the candle, so you can take a look at this region here. Let's just get some Fibonacci in, make sure we do have some kind of tie in here. Okay, I want to pull a fib here and just look for some support levels for if Injective does pull back a little bit more, but looking very bullish compared to a lot of these tokens. So let me just clean this up here. Okay, so possible support regions to watch for Injective. Injective is now looks like it wants to go and attack this all-time high one more time. So if you want to be part of that game, support to watch 32.2, 31.8. And if you lose 31.2, I'd say it's over. I'd say then it's coming down. The move on the 1 hour is over, not Injective till the end of time. So those are the areas I would watch. And again, if we get a pullback, you want to preferably just look at this 382 to hold, and then we can send that one, and maybe all-time highs, price discovery, new things happening, and it could be a little bit of fun. But it's not an investment zone for me. I mean, I wouldn't be like this is where I'm placing my bets on for the rest of my life. Raz says, fear not, Uncle Dylan is on the case. Guys, I'm on the case for you. You know, we're banging out good levels here. We're looking at solid regions. We mustn't panic. We must never panic. Okay, let's look at Solana. Another good one. Okay, so Sol has been riding up this 4 hour trend, so looking nice. Again, solid reaction for me on Solana, 618. Trend, some horizontal as well. So this is a reaction zone for me for Sol. 69.5. I still like this area for potential move up. And we're going to see this now with a lot of altcoins. So I'm going to get stuck into a lot of these alts now. And you're going to see a very similar situation here. Some of them have lost these rising trends already. But we're going to look at situations now where some of these altcoins are now going to look for rejections at these areas. And this is going to tell us very quickly if we're going to be bearish or not. So right now for Sol, for example, the bears are looking for something like that. Okay, so that is the bear play right now. Short-term push up and then a trend rejection and moves lower. And the bulls, well, you are accumulating little aggressive entries on these horizontals. And you are going to look for these push higher and you're going to hold on to that, look for that retest. And then that move. So again, hopefully this is going to tie in with the poll here in the chats. Okay, 300 votes so far. 50% are calling that move the bottom. Okay, 51. And 49% are still looking for lower. Okay, cool. So a very balanced view. Okay, but what I can give you now for bulls, if you are bullish on Sol, your support region you want to watch or area you want to look out for, 69.5. You can see why this makes sense. Our low from earlier today, 66.9. So that is a potential support area. Let's say they want to come and give us some kind of double bottom here. That's also in play for us. So let's look at that. And then the next big horizontal for me, for Sol, 64.4. After we lose that, I think then we're going to go cry in our pillows a little bit. We might be a little bit depressed after that if we start losing that. Might want to go and just feel a bit sorry for ourselves if we were wrong, long and wrong a bit prematurely. So 64.5, okay, 64.5, 67, 69.5. Those are my main areas for Sol. But right now, if you look at all the stocks on all of these altcoins, a lot of them are looking like this right now. You pull out your stocks, stochastic RSI, 4 hours oversold, 8 hour almost oversold, 12 hour almost double bottom here. So it's telling us that we potentially are going to get some kind of bounce in the near future. So this might be a double bottom play, something like that for a lot of these altcoins. I'm going to take you through some more of them now. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Kim says render bounce on the 382 1 hour. I've got render for you guys. Let's just go through my list. I've prepped so much here for you. Okay, 𝗬𝗏, there was news of an 𝗬𝗏 fork. Okay, so now we know 𝗬𝗏 was pumping. I hope some of you guys caught that Filecoin long from Friday that we gave you. I saw Filecoin absolutely ripped as well. But here is 𝗬𝗏. So if this fork news is sustainable and the momentum is going to continue, this is the moment. This is now an entry for 𝗬𝗏. This is 𝗬𝗏 on the 12 hour. So here's the news. They were talking about this fork on 𝗬𝗏. We assume that is part of the reason why 𝗬𝗏 was pumping. And here we are. So this is the 12 hour. We had a massive pump, and you'll see Filecoin actually looks very similar to this. Massive move for 𝗬𝗏. And then look at the size of this pullback here, 24% pullback. So that might have hurt anybody who bought the top. So right now, this is your initial retest horizontal 618 support region. So if this move is still going to continue on 𝗬𝗏, there you go. This is your entry, 8.76, and quite a simple exit here. We lose this we lose this low. The candle closes below that low. I would say we jump out 8.44. That's an area for me where I would exit. So if this thing starts bleeding out and we get this drip down, we get the candle close here, then we know it's done. We know it's over, and then we are now coming down to about 6.9, which would then be our next potential buy region for 𝗬𝗏. So let's look at that. Okay, so quite a simple play here, quite a clean play for those of you looking for a bounce long here. But remember, this 𝗬𝗏 was very hot, so it might take a little bit of time for some of these stocks to reset themselves. Guys, did you see Run's tweet on Saturday? We were at a party and we found FUFU. So if you guys didn't see that tweet from Friday, that was me. I was dressed up as 𝗕𝗍𝗬𝗠 from 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗍 with 𝗕𝗍𝗬𝗠, and that was me. I found FUFU in that picture. So take a look. Let me know if you like my outfit there. I looked like a prize fisherman though. It was pretty good. Okay. My next one I've got for you, Phantom. Here we are. Phantom on the daily. So this is something I wanted to talk to you guys about. We actually hit the 500% trade, actually hit TP. So if you guys caught my show, when was that? This was probably around about early December, 1st or 2nd of December, somewhere around there. I called that 500% Phantom trade on a 10x leverage. You can see we've just pinged our TP here. Just hit the box here at 0.457. So if you took that long on a 10x, you nailed a 500% trade if you had the patience to hold it. I'm still sitting in about half of that Phantom position. We'll see what's going to happen with it, but I'm in no rush to exit it. My entry is pretty good. It's down here. My average entry is now probably around this 3-1 level, so we'll see how it goes. But what I do like about Phantom, and areas I like for Phantom, and you can see how we're reacting here, this 382. So 0.394 for me for Phantom is a current support region to watch. And then the big one for me is the 0.35. That is my next one. I like it because it's the trend. I like the 618. I like the horizontal. You can see it extends all the way here. We do have horizontal action here for Phantom. So this for me, the 0.35 level is my stronger level for Phantom. So if we do get that, that is a potential buy zone. And for those of you that are still in the long, that is a potential add zone. So if you want to try and build something bigger, that is where you're going to add. Yes to crypto. Yes. COQ. I'm not going to say this COQ. I'm not going to say it, but like it is a meme coin on AVAX at the moment that everyone is getting excited about. So there are questions about it. There's also something called Bell at the moment that people are talking about. There's also something about called 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏. I have not bought that one. It's too ridiculous to buy, but I've seen that's pumping. And so, yeah, there were questions earlier about what are the next meme coins. That is what some guys are looking at. And the only one I have some conviction in right now is FUFU at the moment. So I've got a bag of FUFU. And again, it might go to absolute FUFU and be zero, but you never know. It might also turn into something. Just make sure you buy the right FUFU if you are buying FUFU. There is a wrong FUFU and there's a right FUFU. So find the right one. And then people are also talking about the original 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀 coin. So not the 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀 coin that everyone knows about. They're talking about 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀 coin original. Okay, so do your research on that one. Then the guy that did Dogecoin brought out the original layer 1, and I think that was Bell. Simon, give me a thumbs up if I'm correct on this. Yeah, so Bell is now the original layer 1, I think, from Dogecoin. So yeah, there's a lot happening here with these meme coins, guys. But again, they can send you to zero so quickly. So have fun, but remember the real stuff's going to be when we start trading Phantom, Solana, AVAX, all these guys where we have nice charts. We can do these things properly. That's where the most fun is going to be had, I think, in the end, with much lower risk than trying to trade those absolute shit coins. So just be careful. Eric says, look for shadow entries. So yeah, guys, there's tons. Okay, next token. Render. Okay, Render 12 hour. Nice little move here for Render. And again, just, nothing special here. Just giving us some science, like everyday science class. Here we are, 618 for Render. What did they do in the dead of the night? They came down, they pinged horizontal 618 for us. Perfect move. Okay, we've got an oversold 12-hour stock. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. 8-hour oversold. 4-hour oversold. Okay, daily. Come on. Daily, nearly oversold. So what is this telling me? This is telling me potential double bottom play coming up. So maybe a little bit more downside. And when I say a little bit more downside, maybe something along these lines. Let's get it to trend. Okay. But I think we are near the bottom of this move now for Render, for example. So what I would suggest here is if we do get an opportunity to start buying at this 3.8 to 3.9 level, for me, that's a little area you can accumulate. So let's not get too excited with this original bounce, because if they do come down, we're going to look for something like that. And then we're going to try and play that, and let's see what type of trend they give us over there. So that is a play for Render. So I think just be patient. And again, same story, guys. If it starts running away from us, no reason to panic. Runs away from us, we're going to break a trend. We're going to look for supports. We're going to find entries that way again. So if we do get these pullbacks, a little areas where we can accumulate. Okay, somebody's saying, what about Ninja? Guys, there are so many meme coins going around. It's it's actually crazy. I mean, last night I was trying to buy something called the original 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗀 coin on Solana. I mean, like, you don't get worse than that. I mean, Simon, is that worse DJ? Is there worse DJ?
There is worse than that. There's 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 is pretty much up there, surely.
𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is bad, but that thing pumped. I think that thing hit a 20 million market cap or something.
Mate, it's insane, man. It's insane.
Okay, keep digging in the back there. I need help with MATIC. I need help with DYDX.
I've got five for you. No problem.
Oh, okay. I'm bringing you back just now. Okay. Mm-hmm. And where's your black shirt? Where's the black?
This is black. You're colorblind, man. This is black.
Apologies. Okay, I'm bringing you back. Okay, Jas says, what about Injective? I think we just covered Injective, if I'm not mistaken. So keep your eyes on Injective. Okay, let's go. RUNE. Okay, RUNE's also looking good. Been very quiet. And RUNE, for me, this is what I was dropping on Sniper Club earlier. I'm looking for something along these lines for RUNE. So I'd like to see a retest of this area. So they dumped us in there once. And from experience, what we know, what they do to us so often is they come back one more time. So you get these longs, and then they come back and they come and just wipe you out one more time and push for this double bottom. So right now, my ideal bullish plan for RUNE, if this is going to play out, I like 5.1 as a retest area for me for RUNE. And you can see this 8-hour stock is nearly at the bottom, but it's not at the bottom. So this is telling me we might want to come back and just visit this area one more time. Let's see, the 4 hours oversold, so that's looking good. 8 hour needs a little bit more time to settle down there. 12 hours nearly there. Daily is at the bottom. So things are definitely looking exciting, but we need to time this thing right. And I don't want to say now we're aping in right now. I'd like to just be cautious and say maybe small little levels, small little entries here. And let's look for the second move into that region. And don't be too scared, but you can nibble at this 5.1 area. And then we're going to get that push higher, hopefully, for the bulls. And then we break trend, then the game is on again, you know. And you know that meme that goes around with that guy, that guy's face that says, we're off, we're on, we're back, we're off, we're on, we're back. It's basically just the cycle all the time. So, you know, we get a little bit too bearish on supports too often, and we shouldn't really be. We should be bullish on supports, bearish at big resistance areas, and that's the game we need to play. Okay, next one I've got. Okay, Simon's going to talk MATIC and CAS with me. I've got AVAX. Okay, so here's a typical AVAX, typical altcoin setup that you're going to see now playing out all over the place. Okay, so I don't want to create too much of a depressing vibe here, but AVAX, we know AVAX has been pumping, AVAX has been looking good, it's been on this nice little rising trend. But what happens when these trends start losing it? Things start turning a little bit bearish, even for the short term. So what's happened here? AVAX has lost this trend, and you can see we are now in a downtrend with AVAX. So what do we do when we're dropping into a downtrend? We have to look for reaction areas where it's going to reject as we move higher. So as you can see, it's already rejected at the 382. So this was the first area of interest. And when you get a pump, always look for your reaction zone, especially when things have turned bearish. And our first reaction zone was here at the 382. So right now, resistance for AVAX, 40. That is a resistance zone. And bears, I would suggest there's a potential opportunity for the bears. If you dare look for shorts in this bull market at the moment, you're probably braver than me, but there is an opportunity, I would think, if we get a push up for AVAX into this trend, 618 trend and horizontal here at 42. This might give you a short-term short, okay, with an upside of about 18% and a risk reward of about 5. So that is what the bears are going to look for. So remember, a little push up and a rejection at the 618 and this old rising trend that you can see coming up here, and that might give you a short to play out. So target 34 for AVAX, and this is the 4-hour chart, guys. Remember, so short-term short potentially. Okay, but don't go around telling me I'm a bear now and whatever. I'm just giving you both sides of the fence. Simon, did you change your outfit?
I've gone slightly darker. I haven't got black, but I've gone grey. The blue one's there.
Okay, I've got okay, hang around. Let me see. I've got okay, Doge. Let's talk Doge. Okay, so Doge again, looking very similar to a lot of these altcoins. We've got heavily oversold stocks. Look at this daily stock at the moment, heavily oversold here on the daily. Okay, and we had a nice bounce, 382 horizontal. This was marked ages ago on the Sniper Club. This should be here, 0.087. This was a target we were looking for Doge, and now we got the bounce. Okay, so Doge for me, 0.087, and my next level for Doge, 0.083. So these are two hot zones for Doge. Let's take a look at that daily stock, which is heavily oversold. Let's look at the 12, heavily oversold. 8 hour, nearly there. Okay, 4 hour at the bottom. Okay, so I mean, what does this tell you, Simon? What does it mean to you when you see all these stocks resetting at the bottom?
I think there's only one way we can go, really, isn't there? If everything's down the bottom, it can stay down there for a little bit at a time, but generally speaking, correct, there's only one way it can go, isn't there?
Correct. So eventually, guys, and again, this is why I don't want to say, you don't want to shoot your shot too early, but there's signs here that in the near future, we are going to start getting a nice reversal where the daily 12-hour, 8-hour, 4-hour are all at the bottom. And then we get a nice prolonged move while these things all start moving up to the top. Okay, so just be a little bit patient. You know, when we see all these stocks are overbought, we start telling you guys, take profit, take profit, take profit. Now we're at an area where they are turning underneath. And yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more interesting for us. especially for the bulls. The bears, you know, the bears that have been shorting for the last few days, sure, you're very happy with yourselves, but you know, also look for some TPs and things like that. Imran says, yes, don't shoot your shot too early, DCAN. I like that.
Definitely.
Eric is a perma bull here for 2024. How can we not be, though? I mean, if we just follow the market cycles and what happens, I think we need to just have that same energy. And, you know, we're going to wait for everybody to join in. The rest of the retail are going to come. Okay, one more. Okay, I've got a few more. Audis. Okay, little range play for Audis, guys. So this will play in potentially with BTC looking okay. So Audis, very simple play here. Okay, range lows, 45.7 range lows, and range highs. Okay, so there's a potential move here on Audis, 49%, and we do have support here. Our next area, 38. Okay, so the next reaction zone for Audis, 38 for me. So if you lose this 45, I reckon you pull out of this thing, you wait, and you see what happens at 38. Okay. Rect in Korea says, where's Bruce? Bruce is prepping for a Sniper Club session with DJ and Dave. It's a beginner session. So guys, for those of you that don't know about Sniper Club, I mean, surely by now you know about Sniper Club, but Bruce and Dave are taking on a beginner session in, I think, 45 minutes or so on Sniper Club. So if you want to be in Sniper Club, there is a link in the description. You can join. It's a paid service, but you've got the whole Sniper team. We're sending signals. We're dropping charts. We're dropping indicator setups. We're dropping our own setups. Simon's dropping all types of shitcoin gems in there. This guy's like a 50x expert. So yeah, the whole squad's in there. If you want to be part of Sniper Club, jump in there.
This will be the second Zoom call of the day. We had one this morning. We did beginners and 𝗏𝗏𝗏 this morning. Went really well, guys. So if you want some alpha on 𝗏𝗏𝗏, it's 2 times a week in the Sniper Club.
Okay, so but the total sessions, I mean, yeah, Simon's doing twice a week. Me and Sheldon are doing at least twice a week. DJ and Dave and I do Sundays. There's a lot of sessions going on, and there's 2,700 members, something like that.
You've got Craig as well. You have Craig as well.
Craig, yeah. Mama Sniper's in there, guys. Everyone is in there. Okay, that's where you need to be. Okay, enough Sniper Club stuff. Let's go. Link. Okay, so again, typical move here. We've had a short-term bounce off a solid area. So Link, this is the 4-hour chart I'm looking at. Short-term bounce off the 200-week MA came into play again. Look at this. Look where it came into play all these other times. So we know 200-week MA is a zone that Link likes. Okay, nice little bounce, 200-week MA now sitting at resistance. So right now, if you're bullish, you are buying into resistance at 14.3. So what you want to do is you want to wait for this thing to pop. You've got to let it break this 50-day MA. This is the 50-day MA coming through here and a trend. So you want it to pop up first, then find some support here. So when we've got support for the bulls at 14.3, then I'm saying it's on. The move is on for the next level for Link to about 15. Right now, what I would like to see is another test of these lows first. So I'd love to see about 13.6 for Link, but just one more test, just come out, take out these lows, and then potential move higher. If we lose this 13.4 for Link, I mean, it's a massive zone. And the market's going to be hurting. The market's going to be in pain if we lose that. So the next area for me is going to be around about 11.8. Okay, so let's see how that goes. But again, same story. 4 hours oversold, 8 hours nearly oversold. Daily is 12 hours oversold. Daily is oversold. Okay, so they're telling us at some point they are going to give us a push higher, and we just need to be patient here. They might want to just test these lows one more time, but just be patient. We should be getting something. Okay,
I saw a very cool graphic this morning. I think it was by RUNE, saying that all of these 20 days worth of down, they're always undone in about 6 days. So the bears work really, really hard, but the bulls just trample all over them, you know?
Yeah. So, and yeah, remember when the trend changes and things move, yeah, just like Simon's saying, it happens very quickly. So that's why just have these levels in front of you, understand all your areas, because if they come and they try and wick you guys down, you need to know your next level. So Link, for example, let's say they come and push. Okay, we know we've got an area here at Link. Okay. 11.7. Okay, then I've got this old region here, 10.8. So just identify your areas lower down. If they want to come and flush you, these are your areas.
Look how quickly we ascended from that bottom range you just drew right up to that local top. That was in what?
Big move.
4 days or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, okay, just be patient there. And then GRT also, similar bearish looking vibe here now, GRT. So we've lost this rising trend and same play. Now, the bears, you looking for reactions at key areas here. So the bears are looking for rejection at 156 and you're looking for rejection at 1639. Okay, so these are your areas. And same bearish setup here in play. So if you do get a push up, there could be, okay, again, we're just trying to play both sides here, but there could be a short setup doing here, DRT on any strength, okay, and that is based on this rising trend here that's playing out here. We now lost the rising trend, so a retest of this rising trend could give us a potential short opportunity. Now let's just flip this over for you guys. Okay, so if we were looking for longs, we would do this exact same setup. We would give you this setup. We would say we've broken this trend. These are the areas we are looking for longs, and these are the pullback zones. So it's the same principle. It's just the other way around. Okay, so there we are. And looking a little bit bearish until proven otherwise. So let's see how that goes. I see 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗍 is in the chats waiting for GRT. Okay, so 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗍𝗍𝗍, your support right now. Okay, 0.14 is your current GRT strongest support region, 0.14. Okay, so if we go down there first, that's a bounce zone for me. If we push up and you want to short this region, that's your TP zone, 0.14. Okay, let's go. Lux algo stuff. And then I've got a setup from Seth as well, from our easy indicator.
Nice.
Okay, so indicator session, let's go.
Okay. What do you want from me? I've got you 6 now.
Okay, I think that's too much.
Okay. Should we? Well, let's go with MATIC because we promised the guys MATIC, right?
Okay, let's talk MATIC.
Let's do MATIC. All right.
So here's my MATIC chart. Okay. Let me show you what I've got here, and then we're going to flip to yours. So this is my MATIC at the moment sitting on a potential bounce area, the 786, 200 week MA, and some horizontals. Okay, so is looking interesting here for me. What do I have? I've got 12-hour oversold. I mean, these altcoins all look the same, don't they?
A lot of them do, yeah.
8-hour heavily oversold. Okay.
4 hours coming.
Yeah. So okay, so you can see
the 4.
Okay, so let's take a look at your stuff here. Let's see what you got.
All right, let's go. So what I find interesting on MATIC is the 4 hour. I've brought the order blocks up today. We're square in the middle of a bullish order block here. The bears have obviously worked an awful lot harder than the bulls to maintain this price action. It doesn't seem that way, does it? Seeing as how down we are. But what it means is that the bears have got a lot more to give. So we literally already wicked into this order block once. So what I'm kind of anticipating is something like that. And one of the things that is confluence for me is that this RSI is like at 7, which is pretty damn low. So there's not too much science to this one. I mean, there's nowhere else. It can't go much lower, can it? Because this is so low already. That's famous last words. But in theory, I'm seeing a bounce. I'm seeing
definitely going lower.
Yeah, I'm seeing some sort of bounce here. But this area here, there's obviously a lot of what is now resistance. I mean, it's only just turned in, from support. But nonetheless, there's still an area that we've got to work through to punch up through here. So MATIC for me at this point, it's looking pretty short. There was the short signal. We obviously played out some heavily red candles. We've had a TP, which is great. Looking at this, we may get a second TP down here. And then whilst we get that down here, we should get the green spot. And then we can go. So I guess this order block's going to be pivotal. So that's MATIC.
Okay. So yeah, look, I mean, we're getting this picture. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we were going to be super bearish, it was about 2 or 3 days ago. Okay. And bear in mind, a lot of these altcoins this weekend actually pumped. DYDX pumped. Phantom Pumped that I was involved in, Wild that I was involved in. So, you know, there were decent moves. But now we don't want to get ultra bearish when we are dipping into major support regions, and these indicators are telling us that at some point now we are getting tired of the selling. So is this MATIC? What do you got there?
Yeah, that's still MATIC. Still MATIC. I was just looking at it from a different point of view. So yeah, I agree. MATIC looks like it's going to become a bounce zone, just somewhere around the 76 to 74 region, give or take.
Okay, so let me pull up my chart, guys. Let's just confirm these levels for you so you know what you're dealing with. Okay, so first area for MATIC is this 786 200-week MA horizontal, 77 down to 758, and then I do have maybe a wick zone. Let's call it a wick zone. Okay, they come and try and flush us quickly. Okay,
yeah,
there is a wick zone. 72.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one. I mean, if they send this down here in this move, I mean, these stocks going to reset very quickly. But the last one is 68. Okay, so it's 68, 72, and right here where we are, 77 down to about 75. Okay, so those are the areas that I like and Simon likes for MATIC.
That 68 point is about 10 to 11% away still. So you could put a couple of stink bids in there on a limit order, hey?
Yeah, if you guys, I mean, a smart play. These are areas that you can identify and have your limit orders preset. So you can, you know, carry on with your life. And if they do come and flush you in the dead of the night, which they love to do to us in the European time zone, then you'll get your entries. So always a nice little trick. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've got a setup now, drawing on BLZ from 𝗬𝗂𝗀 indicators. Okay, so Simon's been doing a lot of work on 𝗬𝗂𝗀 indicators for us. So he's our resident indicator expert. LuxAlgo is his game, and 𝗬𝗂𝗀 is pretty much now his game. Potential setup here. I was chatting to Seth, who was the developer of 𝗬𝗂𝗀, and he gave me BLZ. Okay, so let me show you what I got. I've opened up TrendX. I just want to identify these pivots here. I want to take away the weekly. Okay, so the basics behind this idea is a long anytime we are above this daily pivot region. Okay, so these turquoise blue lines here, these are the daily pivots, and we are closing above these daily pivot areas. So as long as we are closing above this area, he's interested in moving up to these target levels on BLZ. So we are looking at 0.384 and 0.42 and 0.46 as potential targets. And the trade is as follows. For entry is any moves into this pivot region. Okay, so let's call it this little box down here. Okay, so we're looking for entries into this pivot box. So anything from 0.35 down to 0.34. Okay, and then he suggests the best exit is under the weekly pivot. So now I'm going to add the weekly pivot. Okay,
if anybody's slightly confused, it took me 3 hours solid with Zev to get my head around this. And I'm still a little bit confused. So don't panic, guys, if this looks weird.
Okay, yeah. So again, I'm not explaining this very clearly, but you can see the basic principle here is we're looking at closes above these daily pivots, weekly pivots, monthly pivots. And so what he's saying to us here, we've closed above the daily pivots. So that is a potential long, and we are looking for higher in these boxes above here. And our stop loss, the safest exit, to give it room to breathe, is to say anything under the weekly pivot. So if we lose this weekly level, then the whole trend, everything is out, and this thing is going lower. So this is what the 𝗬𝗂𝗀 trade is going to look like. So you're going to have from here, it's going to be about an 8% stop, and your upside target, 34%. Okay, so it's a risk reward of 4. And that's the move in play. So yeah, you've got nice room to breathe. Remember, in crypto, it can be so volatile. So you do need room to breathe. But again, you don't want to be leveraged to the hilt here, because if you have an 8% drop on a 10 or 20x leverage, you are done. Okay, so you don't want to be in that position. This is for spot traders or incredibly low leverage things. And from experience of using 𝗬𝗍𝗪 indicator myself, it works, but you need a deeper stop. Okay, because this setup doesn't tie in perfectly to my Fibonacci and my levels and the way I trade things. So from what I've seen, I've been wicked out twice now, and this thing is pumped to these areas. So for me, bigger stops, smaller position, bigger move. That's how I'm playing 𝗬𝗍𝗪 at the moment. So if you're interested in 𝗬𝗍𝗪, there's a 3-day free trial in the link in the description, right, Simon? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've got their own Discord. They've got their whole community in there. So it's a whole operation as well. So if you're in Sniper Club, obviously you've got Simon. He will sort you out in there as well. And I have been posting regular signals from last week. We started posting signals in there with using the 𝗬𝗍𝗪. Okay, so that's the setup there. What else you got there, Simon?
Have you looked at Dogecoin yet today?
Yes.
Can I just pull it up a sec? I'll show you what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah.
This is happening now while we're talking. Obviously this was present before, so we had a short which was playing out on Dogecoin here, guys. This was obviously up when the show started, that's fine, but what's happened is the RSI has just started to flatten out, and one of the things that interests me is the last time it was this low was back here. Now the last time it was back here we got where are we? I mean, realistically speaking, until the trade turned into a short up here, this was a 38% move. So it's still too early to know if this TP and this flattening out will equal a long signal and a long signal here, but it looks like it might be coming. And if we get sort of another move up, even back to these highs, well, you're talking again, that's a 23% move. So it's looking a bit. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just, they're telling us a story. The charts is telling us a story. Like, we can't get super bearish. Maybe they're going to come and try and flush us one more time, but we know that it's going to be like, we got a reversal coming here at some point. So this lower level that you're talking about, I think, is the 50-day MA and horizontal at about 83.
Right, yeah. We are at, where are we? Horizontal line. At this exact point, we are at this kind of level here, aren't we? We're already here. And it wicked to it absolutely perfectly. We've been here once, twice, and probably a load of times further back as well. So
where it's sitting now is horizontal 382 support. We know that. Okay, so 87 support number 1. If they want to come flush us, it's the 50-day MA and horizontals at 82 to 83. Those are the levels before I think we get that reversal. So it's either here or it's 82, 83.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's interesting. And then 𝗘𝗔𝗦 as well. I drew on the daily a fib. I noticed where are we? Is it on the daily that I drew it? No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the 4 hour. Sorry, the 4 hour. I noticed we pinged the 786. What interested me was the cash flow is coming down negative. It doesn't actually seem to have gone under. It seems to be flattening out, and we've got an upturn as well for the RSI. So what I'm potentially seeing is this short and this TP potentially giving us some sort of long. We've if you look at the box that I drew, we've been here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our 6th visit to this box, except this time it has support. So as long as it works, then off we go again, you know.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my chart while you're doing that now. Oh, looks nice. Okay,
looks good, nice. Right? Yep,
looks very good. The daily still needs to come down for me. But for those of you who like 𝗘𝗔𝗦, same story. Looks like Simon's basically. Look at that horizontal. So to me, I'm saying worst case, a little flush into the 618 maybe. But I'm loving this. Yeah. So for me, 4.05, 3.7. Those are my bounce.
Nice.
Levels. We've got this nice little trend here. I mean, it's actually so fun.
It's awesome, hey? It's just right.
Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, good spot.
Nice.
Okay, guys, give us some of your tokens. Light up these chats. I want to see.
People are saying, FTT, man, what's this all about? Is this making a comeback?
Well, they've nearly finished. They've nearly finished all their selling. I mean, aren't they going to make whole a lot of their debts and things now with the soul price being so high?
Do you know, I've had a few emails from them saying that we want to repay you your 14 cents. I'm not bothering to KYC for 14 cents, but there will be people out there that are being made whole again. You know, I didn't have any money on there. Yeah. So maybe they will come good. You've got Pyth and Injective.
Okay, so FTT, look, I mean, this is not, I mean, I wouldn't go leverage to the tits here on FTT. You can see the volatility. If you're playing this game, you need to know what you're doing. But your support, let it come down, 2.95. 2.95 FTT. Okay, you can see a nice little daily level here. Okay, if we lose this area, it's coming down fast. Okay, it's very simple here. So it's an easy way to get out. So look at 2.9. Look at 2.9. Easy exit. Easy exit. Yeah. Okay, let's go Joe. Trader Joe.
Gives me so many bad vibes, FTT.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Mate, that drop. Oh, horrible. 8th of November, 2022. 13 months ago. Hideous.
I was overseas at the time. And the more it started dropping, the saltier the food started tasting.
Yeah. You may as well have been in the sea.
That was bad. It was bad. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this is Trader Joe. So much, I mean, Trader Joe, AVAX, DeFi, a lot of projects, a lot of things happening here. And here's your support, 382 support for me, Trader Joe right now. They are buying it. You can see they are trying to buy this. 0.595. And then we've got this lovely horizontal here. Jeez, this is also a nice juicy zone here. Okay, so that's a nice area there. Okay, 0.595 and 0.495. Those are nice juicy zones. Trader Joe.
I've just seen something on Ethereum that we haven't seen for the whole of today after you've done Wilder, whatever it's called, WorldCoin.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah. Nice one. Oh, look at that.
Okay, so what are you showing us? What do you have on ETH?
I'm going to show you ETH in a minute, but that's more like Mooncoin, isn't it, than World? Look at it.
We scalped this thing this weekend. But no, this was next level. Yeah. Long way down. Let's see what we get here. Okay, we're gonna go degen here for you guys. Okay. We're gonna pull out some degen levels now. Okay, so this major 382 pool is an area of interest, 3.8, but based on this 12-hour candle, we lose that. It's a quicker move, 3.23. Okay, so 3.23 and 3.8. Those are the big levels from the big pool. Okay, small stuff. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, let's just try and identify what's going on here.
Yeah, I can't really give any clear advice on this one either.
Yeah, after a pump like that, we don't know when they're going to start selling because now people are heavily in profit. Okay, so, at some point they start exiting, taking profits, things like that. What I can give you on the 1 hour is key areas that you can hunt from and look for potential bounce areas if this bullish move is going to continue. So again, same story. You want to look for pickup buys down here. 3.7. Okay. So this is now the 1 hour chart, guys. So now we've zoomed in, we've dialed in for the degens here. Okay. So it's a slightly different game. Okay. That's the type of moves you're looking for. 3.2, 3.7, and then you play that trend. So if you're buying a little bit here, you can test that as a potential play. If this fails, we know this looks gross. Okay, might want to come down, test some horizontal, 3.2, and then you play this trend game again, reject there, retest, and then hopefully you get that move playing out for you.
Definitely.
Okay, show me ETH.
Okay. straight up. Where are we? Look at that. That wasn't there a minute ago. Look at that beautiful bit of divergence there. With 𝗏𝗏𝗏, when you get some sort of short that's played out like this and it's giving you a TP, you get a bullish divergence come up. They seem to be weighted quite heavily over things like cash flow. Do you know what I mean? That it just seems to be that, obviously, just for people that know what I'm talking about, the price action is there. It's lower here, but down below on the RSI, it's here and it's higher here, suggesting some sort of manipulated price. But looking at this is just printed literally. I mean, it's on this candle. I will be going long at some point, very, very imminently, because for me, the stops won't be far behind. I haven't calculated it yet, Dill, but straight away, this is a strong indication that there's a long that should hopefully print out somewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And I think we know it's coming. I mean, here's this ETH chart I showed you guys earlier again. These are the long zones. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is telling us ETH is getting tired of selling. Okay, they're telling us this. The stocks are telling us the same story. So 2130, 2070, those are your main bounce areas. For me, there's ETH longs here. Okay, I'd really like to see that. That would be epic. And then the target is about 2.6 for that move for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys, let's talk about HNT, please. HNT was helium. What chain were they on before?
Don't know. Was it Helix? Is it Helix? Is that what it was?
HNT, helium. So they were on like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know the story, but ever since they moved to Solana, they got revived, and the relative strength here on HNT versus the other coins, you can see this thing's looking bullish now. Okay, so HNT on the 12-hour. I want to give you guys some areas to work with here. Okay, this is hot here. 6 HNT, that's a nice hot zone. Okay, very nice little picture here for HNT.
I'm just having a quick look. I'm not sure what network it was before. It's called Helium Network though, right? So it must be its own network, is that right? So I'm sure someone in the comments will know. Look,
something changed and they moved something to Solana from what I understand, and now it's taken off again. So they got delisted, all sorts of things, and they've sorted themselves out apparently. Okay, so this is the game plan for HNT. Okay, we do have this horizontal, so we know there's a 382 around this area. Okay, let's just highlight this one again. Okay, so that's a little bit higher than I liked, but there is a 382 here. Okay, so support levels for HNT. 7.16, 6.8, 6. Okay, so these are your ideal areas here. So even that move could be nice. Okay, that could be very nice for the bulls here. We've got this little situation down there. So if we get a little higher low in that region, that'll be nice. Otherwise, if it does want to force lower, this is your bounce area, 6. Okay, that's where we're looking for a little bit of action there. Yeah, okay, so Val says they moved to Sol. Yeah. Okay, nice work. Simon, thank you. Are you joining Bruce and Dave at Sniper Club?
I will be tuning in for the comments, but this is their show. I've done mine today. I shall go and comment and harass them though.
Thank you. Okay, see you later. Guys, okay, so potential signs of a revival, but again, you want to make sure that you have some ammo left in case they want to flush you one more time. You got to make sure that you are ready for these next levels. So again, dial into those charts, look at your solid levels, look at it a little bit lower, look at the solid zones a little bit lower. The stocks are talking to us. There is a potential move coming. We've seen 𝗏𝗏𝗏 talking to us as well. There is a potential reversal coming. Might not be ready just yet. It might take another 12 hours. It might take another 24 hours. So don't be surprised if they come and try and flush you one more time from this nice little bounce that we've had. And yeah, just play safe. And remember, we can always grab those trends as well. So when things turn uber bullish, we can jump in on those trends and we can get stuck in. And remember, when things are bullish again, they're going to form flags. And then we can start firing it up again. So again, just a matter of being patient. Let the flags come. If we miss these bounces, let the flags come. we can play the breakouts, and we still have a lot of fun. Okay, so just be patient. I'm now trying to find my exit screen. Here it is. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Later.